All right, sorry, keep going.
Okay, now I'll start the camera.
Yeah. How to make a video viral.
Right, so in the event of a off-field landing, you'll be the first out the door. So again, to open the door, to reverse of that, we lift up and we twist the lever clockwise to open it and push out. Okay. If we can't get this door open for some reason, there's a second door, a baggage door back behind the rear passenger seat on your side. That one does not have a latch to open it, so to open that, you're going to put your feet against it, put your back up against the bulkhead on my side and push outward. Air vents, we have air vents at your feet here. We can use if you need more air, as well as two, one on either side on the floor, and over your head if you need air. This is the fresh air vent switch if you want to turn that on. All right. We talked about exit doors. Traffic, since this is a VFR flight, there is likely to be other traffic in the area, especially on a nice day today, so I'd appreciate your help looking out for other traffic and just calling it out from you as you see it.
I would be pleased to.
You have any questions?
No.
Okay. Okay, so if you're all fastened up there, then we can go ahead and go through the start of the checklist here.
Okay.
So before starting checklist, parking brake is set, carb heat is full off, fuel selector. The left tank is the low tank. We're going to start on that and switch to the right. Okay. For takeoff. Avionics master switch is off. Throttle, we're just going to crack that open. We're going to go master switch on. Electric fuel pump, we're testing for pressure. It didn't move, but we have good pressure on it.
All right.
Mixture is going to go to full rich, and we're ready to start the engine. Look around, make sure we're clear, and we'll yell clear. Clear, prop! Prime it, you think?
Nah.
Okay.
If it's hot, first flight of the day, that's the only time it needs it.
Okay.
Good question.
Check. How do you read? Loud and clear. Loud and clear. All right, sounds like an airplane, so that's a good first step. I'm encouraged so far. Yep. We have ATIS, so we're actually ready to taxi. I'm going to set this up before we do that. Good. So we'll just wait for that to boot. We verbally went through the warm-up checklist. Yes, we've already done that. That kind of day. Good. Knocks from the back. And like it was set up for you. Yeah, 112.6 is ground, 119.6. That's ATIS set if we need it. So we're good on our radios. All right. And we're ready to taxi. How about the compass and the DG? Do they line up? Ever so slightly recessed. But it's not perfect. There we go. Perfect. All right. All right, that's good. So we're ready to taxi. All right, so I'm going to release the parking brake, and I'm going to check my brakes, make sure they're functioning. All right. So I'll allow the plane to roll forward here. I'm going to stop. And the brakes. Would you like to check yours? I would. Okay. I have flight controls. You have flight controls. Allow the brakes to roll forward. They slow down. You have flight controls. I have the flight controls. If the brakes are holding you when you apply power against them, they're going to hold you every other time. You know, so when people like slam them on when they do the brakes, I'm like, okay, well, we've proven that I have whiplash, and the brakes also work because they were working before. Fair enough. Okay, so we're on ground frequency. We'll go ahead and give them a call. We have information Romeo and runway 2 is the active runway, but we'll confirm that with this call. Okay. Front of ground, Cherokee 2476 Mike is coming out of midfield with information Romeo ready to taxi.
Cherokee 2476 Mike, Brainer ground, runway 2, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 29er.
Runway 2 via Alpha, clear across 29er, 2476 Mike. Okay, so we're coming out midfield, Premier's right here. Okay. Delta straight ahead. Okay. Runway 2 is active, so we're going to come out on Delta, take a right on Alpha. He gave us clearance across 29er, so we'll look on base and final for any traffic, but we are cleared across. We'll do our run up down here, There's a hot spot over here at the north end of the field that's not going to be a concern for this taxiway.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
Before we do that, I'm just going to check my, I'm going to switch my fuel tanks.
Switch tanks. Good.
So with the fuel pump off, we're going to look at our field pressure. We've got good field pressure. Switch from left to right. Field pressure is good. Engine's still running, so we've done that.
Great.
And we're off.
There are the three musketeers.
Patrick's ready for his check ride.
Oh yeah. He'll be very ready when he's done.
All right, Alpha is clear on our left and clear on our right. We do have a crosswind coming from behind us, which means we'll turn on Alpha here, slow it down a little bit, and apply a crosswind correction.
Good. Now, kind of like this morning's flight, you're not going to hear me talking as much.
Okay.
I mean, both know I can't do that all the time. I try. It doesn't work well.
That's the goal, though.
Yep. But you're not going to hear me say much because he's not going to necessarily talk a lot because he's watching.
Yep.
You know, so it's getting used to that uncomfortable quietness. You know, because it's more comfortable when you're talking. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't stop you from talking though. So if you want to talk, verbalize what you're doing the whole time, that's a good thing.
Okay.
And the one thing I pass on to people is that, you know, during your check ride, they're not mind readers. You know what I mean? So they can only kind of pick up what you're saying. You know what I mean? So if you're not articulating what you're thinking or what you're doing or doing a checklist or clearing for traffic, you know, they may look away for a second and then think that you didn't do something that you did.
Right.
But again, if you verbalize it, you're giving yourself credit for it, you know?
Understood.
Harder to dispute.
Yep.
Now with that said, Royal is sharp as a tack. He's an older guy, but, you know, nothing's lost on that man. Like, he's been doing this a very long time, and he's very, very sharp. But very nice, too, laid back. Like, he's the perfect person for a check ride. Trust me, I've had it both ways. If I had a choice, I'd want someone like him. I've had the type that just sit there in silence and look cranky and grumpy the whole time. It's not very pleasant or fun.
Right. But they don't give you a lot of feedback as to how you're doing along the way, I guess, unless you get a discontinuance.
I was going to say, the only way you'll know is if they say that didn't pass, whatever.
Yep.
But, you know, they'll give you the option right there and then. However, if something like that happens and you see it happening, stop the maneuver. Say, you know, I don't like how that's setting up. I'd like to try it again.
Okay.
And say why it didn't work out. Be like, you know, I didn't get enough power in, or I, you know, lost my place on the horizon for a second. You know, recognize the error. That's going to make a big difference.
Okay. All right, I'm looking base and final for runway 29, and they look clear.
Okay.
And I'm looking down the runway to my right, and I don't see anybody in the air or on the runway, and we have clearance to cross.
Okay.
So we're ready to do our ground check. I need to move my seat here. I'm just
Okay, I have the brakes.
You have the brakes, thanks. Okay, I have the brakes.
You have the flight controls.
Thank you. All right, ground check. So we're going to go mixture to full rich and throttle to 2,000. And throttle to 2,000. We're going to check our magnetos here. So we'll check our left first. And we're looking for a drop, something less than 175. We have that. Switch it back to bolt, and that comes back. And we'll switch to the right. And again, we've got a good drop. And we get the RPM back when we put it back to bolt. So the magnetos are good. We're going to check our vacuum. That's at 5. Oil temperature and oil pressure are both in the green. Annunciator panel, we've got 3 lights. Carburetor heat, we should see a drop in RPM when we apply. And we do. We'll bring it down to idle to verify that the airplane will run at idle with carb heat on, because that's how we'll be landing. And the engine runs back to 1,000, carb heat off. Fuel pressure is good with the pump off. We're back at 1,000, so our ground check is complete. We're going to move on to the before takeoff checklist.
Okay.
Before takeoff checklist, master switch is on, flight instruments. So these are good. We've got our altimeter dialed in based on the ATIS. We'll check our directional indicator one more time, make sure it has a preset. It has a little bit actually. Those all look good. Fuel selector is on the tank we're going to use to take off. We're going to go on with the electric fuel pump. Checking our gauges once again. They're green. Carburetor heat is confirmed off. Seatbacks erect. Mixture is set to full rich. Primer is locked. Belts and harnesses are fastened. Empty seats are empty. I'm also going to get my lights at this point. It's not on the checklist, but lights and transponder set to altitude.
Taxi with Romeo.
Flaps we'll talk about when I take off.
Ground. Runway 2, taxi
Trim
via
tab
Alpha,
is
cross
neutral,
runway 29.
and pardon my hands. I'm just going to check my controls here, make sure that everything's free and clear. Okay, we're free and clear on the controls. We've got our external lights, we've got the transponder. You'll get the door when we're ready to take off.
Cool.
So we are actually ready to go. Get my checklist turned to the emergency checklist here.
Are we ready to go?
Well,
We're starting
actually
across country. How would you plan this to get yourself set up?
Right, so I need to, so let me ask you this question. For the check ride, am I calling for a transponder code and getting flight follow?
But verbalize with him that you would.
Okay.
So just say, I know we're probably not going all the way to Pennsylvania today, but I would give you a VFR flight follow going down there, and he'll say good.
Right.
You know, but verbalize that you would do it.
Okay.
So this is what I would have you do. Function, because we got to keep track of how much time we have, right? So you clear it. Great. But now you can set yourself up like you're going to do the cross country. So what would be your on-course heading to go down there today?
257.
Great. So we'll plan on that.
Yep.
And how many minutes to your first checkpoint?
It's 5 minutes to my first checkpoint, which is Robertson Airport.
Great. So you're going to keep track of your time?
Yep.
What you could do here, or remember, hit function again and
Count
start. So that's on you. You tell me. I'm going to put you right back to where you were.
Yep. So I like to use the count up. That way I can use the flight time for my tank switching for the fuel tank and count up to track my time.
Good. And you could even put it as a part of your brief, you know. If he says, okay, show me a soft field takeoff, you know, read the procedure and say, you know, when we get to the, you know, we're going to cruise at 79 and our on-course heading will be blank. And that's more for you than even for him. He doesn't care.
Right.
You know, but it helps you set up what the game plan is going to be.
Yep.
All right?
Okay. And I would also probably set up, well, after I switch, I would set my radio for whatever the departure frequency is going to be.
Yeah, always start with the checklist for the takeoff you're going to do. So if it's soft field, go to soft field takeoff and start with the normal procedures first, then brief the emergencies.
All right. What is the takeoff you want?
Soft field.
Soft field. Okay. Yep. So for a soft field takeoff with obstacle clearance, we're going to dial in 2 notches of flaps. And for the soft field, essentially we're imitating taking off on a field that might have mud or snow or a soft surface.
Or just grass, right?
Or just grass,
yep.
right? So because of that, we're going to go, as soon as we start to roll here, I'm going to come full back on the elevator. And once we get clearance to taxi, we're not going to stop. We're going to taxi out, making nice wide turns, get up, line up in the center line and go. At that point, we're going to try to get the nose off the ground as quickly as possible. And then we're going to lift off at the earliest possible speed, pitching nose forward a little bit to stay in ground effect so that we can accelerate up to 52 knots. Then we'll climb out at 52 knots until we've cleared our 50-foot obstacle, then pitch forward for 79 knots and start working out the flaps. Good,
and that's a soft short field. If you turn the page, you'll see soft field with and without obstacle clearance. So they have both in there. So we'll do a soft field with an obstacle clearance. That's fine, that's harder.
Okay.
If the only difference would be a soft field with no obstacle instead of...
we don't need the 52 knots, we just need to get off the ground and accelerate to 79.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the only difference, is what speed you accelerate to.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so then from, in terms of emergencies, let's talk about that for a second. So we're going to, I've actually planned out what the ground roll should be. We should be off the ground at 975 feet, based off the charts that I did for this flight plan. So if we're not off halfway down the runway, we're just going to retard the throttle and use the remainder of the runway to stop. Otherwise, we're going to lift off. If we lose this engine below 1,000 feet, we're going to pitch for best glide, 73 knots, straight ahead, looking for some place to put it down. Otherwise, we'll climb out. If we lose the engine above 1,000 feet, we're going to make the turn back to the airport. The wind is still coming from what will be our left, so we'll make a left turn to come back to the airport.
All right.
Any other questions?
Nope. What's our on-course heading and altitude?
On-course heading is 257 with an altitude of 4,500. So southwest.
You can tell where the winds are coming from. Jesus. All right, let's go.
Okay. 257. You hold that.
I would love to.
Thank you.
You want to clear to the left? I know you looked, but again, remember, say it all out loud.
Right, clear to the left. We're good.
And just as a rule, get in the habit of closing that window before you leave the run-up area. And never while you're moving. See how we just did that?
Yeah.
Don't ever do that.
Okay.
If you're taxiing, just taxi.
Okay.
Don't touch your radios. Don't do anything other than taxi the airplane. If you need to, come to a complete stop, then do it, then move again.
Okay.
All right. All right. As well, wait a sec, because we got someone there. Yeah, it's definitely warmed up today. Oh,
Yes, sir.
Lord.
Well, at least we have those natural smells to.
It's Hartford in a nutshell. You know, it's just such a beautiful place. Wow, he's fast.
Right at Tower Cherokee 2476 Mike, so we'll do short runway 2, ready for departure to the southwest.
2476 Mike, Brandon Tower, roger. Runway 2, line up and wait.
Runway 2, line up and wait, 2476 Mike. Okay, so I'm going to come full back on the elevator here. And
77 Golf.
I'm looking at my base and final, make sure I don't see any other traffic coming.
Good.
I have the traffic that just landed.
Frequency, money 77 Golf.
Left on Delta taxi with you, 77 Golf.
2476 Mike, Brandon Tower, runway 2, cleared for takeoff, left turn, southwestbound approved.
Runway 2 clear for takeoff, 2%. Left turn on course. Alright, nice wide turn. We'll get lined up at the runway here. So we're going to go full throttle now. Developing full power. 5, little right. Climb up, get our 50-foot obstacle here. Here's our 50-foot obstacle.
3027.
Forward. And we'll start working our, we got a positive rate, we'll start working the flaps out here. And we're working up to 79 knots. And the flaps are out. Uh, 3:49 is the time we're off.
You're checking for like a text message that's going to be like,
Oh my God, no. Hold on, my wife's
hang on, work off, gotta take this. Okay. You're an airplane. Okay.
This will only take a second. Oh my God, that'd be terrible. Thank you.
That would fail your check ride if you didn't start your timer.
Okay.
So, you know, before you take the runway even, you know, make sure to hit that start.
Okay.
Good.
Alright, there's 700 feet, so we'll make our crosswind turn. We're looking left, and we're turning left.
Tomahawk 250 Yankee Alpha, holding short runway 2, ready for southbound departure.
And he gave us southwest on course.
Tomahawk 250 Yankee
So
Alpha,
we're going for
runway 2,
257.
cleared for takeoff, left turn, southbound approved.
Still on course, runway 2, clear for takeoff. Tomahawk 250 Yankee Alpha.
Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice night.
Yeah. Alright, we can get our after takeoff checklist. So we're going to go fuel pump off, landing lights off, leave my wingtips on, flaps are retracted, and we have the speed we want.
How would you know those are the items on there?
I would back that up with my checklist.
No. Oh, would you like that?
Yes, please.
So be the captain. So just say, can I have the checklist, please? And he'll say, yes, you can.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So flaps retracted, best rate. We're at kind of a cruise climb right now. Electric fuel pump is off, external lights as desired. That checklist is complete. Wouldn't mind taking that back?
Oh, of course not.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
And so we are on our course and we're climbing to 4,500. Now, one thing I will say is that my 5-minute time assumed a faster ground speed than what we have right now.
Okay. What was your assumed ground speed?
It was going to be 120 with the winds, but we're definitely not making that. Now, part of that reason is because we're climbing.
Okay. Did you use a time, speed, and distance to climb?
I did.
You did or didn't?
I did.
You did, okay.
Yes, sir.
Couldn't hear it.
Distance to climb is 13 miles and time is 9 minutes.
Okay. 9 minutes to get to your top of climb?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So in fact, I should have done that a little bit differently for that first checkpoint.
Actually, I think you're better off this way because you'll know where your top of climb is, where you should be when that happens. Right. You have a checkpoint that you can see right off the airport to get yourself going. So I think that's actually smart. Or smarter the way you did it. Some people will do a checkpoint with top of climb and that's their first checkpoint. That could be 15 miles away. If it's a really hazy day, you can't see that when you take off. Another good way to gut check yourself is if you can't see the Robertson Towers, you know you don't have 10 miles of visibility and that's outside of your sole limitation. So that'd be to say, well, guess we gotta come back. Yep.
And I do have the Robertson Towers below me, and I actually see Robertson Airport straight ahead, which is going to be my first checkpoint.
Okay. Okay, what time?
5 minutes.
So we're a little off from the speed that you planned. So how many minutes do you think it will be when we get there?
Well, Robertson Tower is about 10 miles away, right? And
okay.
We've got 13 miles to our top of climb, which should take us about 9 minutes. So I anticipate it's probably going to be a little longer than 5 minutes, probably something more like 6 or 7 minutes.
Okay, well, let's see.
Actually, we're getting a better climb than I did anticipate. It looks like we're going to get to 4,500 well before 9.
Why is that? Because we have less of a tailwind, right? Yep. So we're going to better climb performance. If we have a lot of tailwind, that's going to take us longer to get to the altitudes that we want to get to.
And I did anticipate a much higher tailwind than what we have right now. Which is why I thought the ground speed was going to be higher.
All right.
So, according to my track, I want to be south of Robertson Airport when we get there. And there's Robertson Airport right there. So this heading is actually working out well.
All right.
All right, there's our altitude. So we'll pitch down. Let the airplane come up to speed a little bit here.
All right.
And then we'll pull back some throttle here. And I want to trim and hold this. I don't want to go that far south.
Good afternoon, Brandon Tower 120 coming up 6 north inbound on new traffic.
Yeah, 1 Brandon Tower, good afternoon. You're clear to the Delta Ridge.
What kind of checklist can we do here?
027.
We can do a cruise checklist.
7 cleared in, thanks, sure one.
Make every phase of flight checklist.
Okay. So we are at normal power 75. We could lean also. So normal power and mixture. Want to do?
I'm sensing some intense heat by my feet right now.
Okay.
I'm smelling like an acrid smell, like smoke.
Okay.
What are we gonna do?
So we're going to do an emergency descent.
Okay.
We're in the white arc. I'm gonna give ourselves full flaps here.
Where are you gonna divert me to?
I'm gonna go down to Robertson.
What's the frequency over there?
122.8.
Alright, we're on fire.
End of 7, down stars, 7, end of...
And I want to make sure I maintain positive G's during this descent.
I have a traffic on final at Robertson.
We have both high wings in sight.
Okay.
We'll follow the number 2 airplane.
And they're landing runway 2.
Runway 2, thank you.
Skylane's short final, 4.
Just watch our flap limitation speed.
Yep. And I should probably call them and let them know I'm spiraling down.
Where are you gonna enter?
Brookhaven
I'm gonna enter
Echo, we are about 10 miles south.
I'm gonna enter a right downwind for runway 2.
Okay. Right down?
Coming this way.
Runway 2. Brookhaven.
I'm sorry, left downwind from 2. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm going right, so I'm thinking right here.
So we want to come down fast, don't we?
Yep.
So we gotta push that nose over more. Get rid of some of that power.
Okay.
And Brookhaven traffic sets the 1 mile final, runway 24, Brookhaven.
I'd come out that way more if we're gonna come up for a left down, because what if that guy's closed traffic? Do we want to do this right over the airport? Nope. Now try this just for comparison. Get rid of the flaps.
Out on extended final.
And now push it over to the top of the green arc.
24, we're number 2 to the...
So but now it's an engine fire. This is the difference. If he says engine fire, push. Why? If it's an oil fire, if we push to the top of the green arc, now we're looking at our descent rate, Andy. See how that picked up? That might put out the flames.
Okay. So,
Brookhaven traffic 302 Echo.
Traffic pattern altitude here is?
Begin at a 45 degree to a rapid traffic pattern.
1100.
Right. So we don't want to make a right turn to come back, we want to make a left turn, right? And keep in mind where we are above maneuvering speed. So nice gentle turn.
Brookhaven traffic, Bonanza on a 1.5 mile final to 24 full stop, Brookhaven.
Your traffic out there?
and Robertson traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike is entering the left downwind for runway 2 Robertson. I don't see any traffic.
Okay. Are we going to do any kind of a checklist coming in here?
Yep, for landing. Fuel pump on, seat backs are erect. Flaps set, flaps are down.
What's traffic pattern altitude?
1100. And Robertson traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike is on the left downwind, runway 2 Robertson.
Robertson traffic sets in 529 kilos, departing runway 02 at Robertson, staying in the pattern.
Alright, we gotta go fuel pump on. I'm sorry, carburetor heat on, 1 flap. And I got a guy turning there, getting on.
Here, just quit. Give me the runway.
Robertson traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike during base, runway 2 Robertson.
Don't worry about the throttle, I've got it.
Okay.
What are you going to do if we're going to make it?
Brookhaven traffic, Cherokee 3028 Echo, and 45 and 30.
Are we stabilized here?
I feel I am now.
Okay. Oh, we'll slip there, huh?
Yes, sir.
Get it up. Good. Good. How's that? A little stressful?
Yes. All right, we'll turn off here left. There. Robertson traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike, clear runway 2, Robertson.
Robertson traffic, Cessna 529 Kilo is entering
All right.
downwind for
Traffic off.
02 at Robertson.
1,000. Three switches. Oh, yeah, that was stressful. Good. How was that?
Pretty good. Got a little high there, turned a little bit, but you also didn't anticipate me pulling my engine. And guess what? You definitely want to anticipate it when he's going to do it to you when you're flying with him, and he will pick the worst possible minute for that to happen.
Okay.
Like when you already have a lot going on and somewhere you're not very familiar with. That's how it goes. But you did really well. The fact that you decided to slip there I thought was fantastic because you recognized what the problem was and you fixed it.
Yep.
That's just going to have you go around. We're going to go to Meriden, but now we're also going to go to Meriden.
Okay.
But, you know, just in a slightly different form. So that's good.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, if I couldn't get that slip in, it was definitely go around. But
Yep. If you're not stabilized, you know, verbalize it. Say, I'm going to put us into a forward slip.
Okay.
So tell me what you're doing.
Yep.
I can feel it.
Yep.
But again, he's never flown with you before.
Yeah.
I know you. He doesn't know you. So if you can say, okay, I recognize I'm a little high here, so I'm going to put it in a forward slip to get us down a little bit more.
Yeah, and to be honest, I was so task saturated, I didn't.
Oh, I know. And this is why I'm putting it in after the fact, you know. That's my job now, is the Monday morning quarterback things that are already done.
No, I get it. Absolutely.
I'm just giving you things to think about. If I thought anything were dangerous or not safe, I would think, oh, but I wanted to see what your judgment was and what you could do to fix it there. Now, if you had done nothing and we had just come in and we were that high,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, but, you know, worked out okay.
Okay.
Robertson traffic, 98 Kilo is turning left base for 02 at Robertson.
Now we get to the end, what are we going to do?
When we get to the end of the runway here, we're going to do our before takeoff checklist.
Yep. And after the end, emergencies are as briefed in Hartford.
Okay.
Robertson traffic, 98
Emergency
Kilo
is briefed,
turning
right, okay.
final for 02 at Robertson.
Holy shit, are they high. Robertson's like the Wild West of general aviation. Things go on here, it's like Meriden. Things go on in Meriden that just don't happen in other places. Oh my god,
Yeah,
where are they landing?
Maybe he's forward slipping or trying.
They should be. But nope. We're gonna go with the old power off and push method. Alright. This is a good place to stop because you can see the final and the base. Oh, there's the slip maybe. Before takeoff checklist on the panel is fine. You don't have to get the checklist out for it again.
Okay.
Now that you're here and the cross-country phase is over, you know, keep the chart out because you're going to need it to go to Robertson.
Okay.
Always have something around knowing that you're going to have to go to that airport.
Okay. But I can put the flight plan away for now.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. All right, we want the checklist. We want this. I'll just have this oriented.
Yeah, just have it nearby, you know.
Oh my God. Okay.
How you doing? All right?
No, I'm good. All right. Before I love it. I love it. Okay. Before takeoff, you said we can use this one here.
Huh?
So fuel's on the proper tank. Electric fuel pump back on. Engine gauges are all still good. Carburetor heat is definitely off. Seat backs are erect. Primer's locked. Mixture set back to full rich. Seat belts are still fastened. Flaps. We'll talk about that. You gotta get rid of the
Oh, 25. You know it's going to be some kind of a takeoff.
Sir? I'll check my controls again. Pardon me. Controls here. Towards latch. We got our look at the door.
I would like to see another soft field takeoff.
Soft field with or without a...
Without.
Soft field without...
Just so you them all, the difference in how they feel. Soft field takeoff without an obstacle. Give me the brief.
Soft field takeoff, no obstacles. So again, we're going to have the flaps at 25. Accelerate, lift the nose off again as soon as possible. At this point, we're going to. So again, soft field. So the throttle's. I'm sorry. The elevator is going to come all the way back as soon as we start.
All right.
We're not going to stop at the end of the runway. We're just going to go. We want to again make sure we're keeping our wheels out of the mud. We're going to accelerate on the center line, lift off the lowest possible speed, and then we're just trying to fly in ground effect to pick up speed, and we're looking for 79 knots VY to climb up.
Okay.
And the emergency takeoff procedures will be as briefed in Harvard.
Okay, I'd like you to take me to the south after this.
To the south.
Yep. And our initial altitude will be 1,500.
To the south, 1,500. Okay. All right, so we don't have anybody on base and or final for runway 2. I'm just going to pull up to the line here and make my call.
Okay.
And the runway is also clear. Robertson traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike, taking the active runway 2, Robertson. Okay, so we're going to come full back on the elevator here. You don't want to land short here.
You could. People have. Some guy killed himself at the other end doing it.
Wow.
Central, that was a suicide. He was going to jail. That's how he dealt with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's one way.
Sure is. Don't get a felony.
Right.
That's what I learned.
All right, so feet to the floor. We're going to go full power again.
Notice if you just kind of go nice and subtle with the full power and keep that nose up more. See how that's back up a little bit? See how that made the nose come off a little sooner?
Yep.
Right rudder. Just hold it now. Hold it. Now start putting the nose down. There you go. Into that ground effect. 79. Now start climbing. Robertson's always a little squirrely. That's why I wanted you to do it here, because you will very realistically do this here on your Checkride. Okay. Over 360, start getting rid of the flaps. Good, you can feel that nose really wanting to pull left.
Yep.
Don't be shy with that right rudder to get it in there.
Yeah, I felt a lot that time.
Good.
All right, we're at 79.
Okay.
So we're going to look for about 800 feet, make our crosswind turn.
Okay.
And we're going to do a left crosswind for that south departure.
Barrier quits here. What happens now? What are you going to do?
So we're going to pitch for best glide and fly straight ahead.
Where are you going to land?
That field right over there.
Okay. Think we're going to make it?
Yes.
Keep climbing, keep going.
All right.
Pressure, pressure, pressure.
Fine. Robertson traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike, turning left, crosswind, Robertson.
Left crosswind where?
Runway 2.
Good.
Thank you.
The other thing too is you're taking runway 2 for departure. There's no active runway to non-tower airport.
Yeah, you know what, I was, even as I was saying it, I knew that wasn't quite the right version.
Oh, just notes for the tape, you know? Just look in there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's good. All right, and you said you wanted 1,500.
Hey, you know what? Keep me at 1,300.
1,300.
Trying to reach Vermont Flying Service at App State.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much. The Dukes of Hazzard Vermont flying version.
Robertson traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike is on the left downwind runway 2. I'll be departing to the south, Robertson.
Robertson also has a Unicom, so if we were inbound to the runway and we didn't know what was going on, we could also say Robertson Unicom, any advisories, please advise. And because we saw who was on runway 2 already, no reason to do that, right?
Field, airport traffic advisory, App State.
I'm sorry, you said 1,300, right?
Correct.
All right.
Uh, 2130, Pops looking for that traffic. Bay County traffic, go White Bear is overflying the field for a left downwind to runway 3, Columbia County.
Yeah, man.
about 3 miles to the west at 2.5, maneuvering, turn as well as traffic.
Climbing a little bit and then descending it back up to 1,300.
Radar tower information, Sierra, 1953 Zulu.
Jesus Christ. All right, Andy. See this intersection up here?
Yes, sir.
Show me turn around a point.
All right. So
Actually, take it back. Show me a S-turn across the road. So the wind's behind you, you're back.
Right.
Here's the road. We always do these to the left. I'm asking you to do it to the right because that's where we have terrain over here.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with terrain.
Okay.
So 1,300 feet, S-turns to the right.
Gain my 1,300 back here.
Yep, remember, pitch, power, trim. 1,200's fine. Don't get me lower than 12.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna line up with this road here. All right, we'll use that. So as I come up on the road here, I'm gonna do right turns now. So I got downwind, start my turn to the right. I'm anticipating this to be steeper. Taking it on.
If it's not hurting, it's not working.
Right.
Yeah, nice. Right crossing the road again, and then boom, almost left.
And now we're gonna come again to the left.
Yep. Remember S, right?
Right.
So you want to start that turn right when you cross that road.
Okay.
Where's the wind? Where's the wind?
My back right now, blowing me into the road.
So then why are we turning more?
Right.
All right. Keep me flying in this direction. Give me a right turn to heading of 210. Right arrow? Yep. All right. Right now. Okay, we're going to be coming up on an intersection here in the highway. Again, we're in the downwind position.
Yep.
How you doing? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. Look straight ahead. See that intersection, the overpass?
the bridge? Yep, I
12
do.
o'clock. Actually, even more than that. There's another one up here. See where the road hooks?
Yep.
There's an overpass there on the road. See how it goes up and over to the left?
Yes.
I want to see a turnaround point around that overpass.
Okay. So I'm entering on the downwind already,
Okay.
which is what I want.
All right.
Always enter on a downwind. Actually, I feel like the wind's a little bit of a right quartering downwind right now. I want to maintain 1,300. May gain back a couple hundred there. Or a couple tenths, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so over that overpass?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I already feel the wind pushing me into the overpass a little bit here. I feel like I started a little too close to the overpass. It might be okay.
Okay, at the completion of this turn, level me out, please. So level the wings. Here's another chance of those S-turns. Nice long road here, 691, taking us to 84. We're going to go to the left this time, because we can accommodate that.
Okay. S turns to the left.
Correct.
All right, so I actually want to square up on this road a little bit more. And I still have the wind generally at my back.
Yeah, always compare your ground speed to now. Yep,
Right.
exactly.
Let me get back up to 1300.
Just leave it at 12, that's fine.
Okay.
Just remember, if you're always chasing power settings, you're always going to be fighting something.
Yep.
So don't fight. Make it easy on yourself. Alright, I'm not going to say anything.
All right, so we are coming to beam. And we're a beam. So we're going to start our turn here. And I'm trying to pick the ground track here. Don't want to gain more than 100, so I'm going to come down as I'm making a steep turn. Or steepening my turn here.
Yeah, what's the traffic? You got to experimental 4 Delta.
Look out in front of the airplane. Don't stare at the point.
Centered left base for 25. West the wind.
Good. Boom. Now you immediately start into the next one. It's whatever angle of bake it's going to take for you to get across this here, across the road, exactly at the right time. Okay? Look at our ground speed. See how it's picking up? So what kind of turn does this need to be?
Steeper.
Steeper, because we're flying a longer turn. See how this was much wider than the second one?
Yep.
Or the first one? The wind's kind of shifting on you there, didn't they?
Yes, sir.
That's why I got to pay attention to what's going on out the window. Good.
And we'll level.
Great. There's Meriden.
Okay.
Show me a short field landing at Meriden. The C-TAP's already in there. We're landing runway 18.
Runway 18. Meriden is at 1100 altitude.
Imagine that.
EPA as well.
You're gonna run a checklist here?
Yes, sir. Before landing checklist.
Slow yourself down. So pull the power back. Remember, if you're coming in an airport and you're not ready,
Right.
you don't have to continue.
I can circle around. I can do a 360
Yep.
or whatever, right? Actually, let me do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I just wanna.
Don't ever apologize for that.
Okay.
You're in charge. So if you feel like you're not prepared, don't force yourself into a situation where you are pushed to rush.
Okay.
And that's what I was trying to do to you there.
Yep.
I leave you off of the movers when you're at a 45 for the downwind.
Right.
So I was looking for you to do exactly what you just did. Said, let me get set up. Let me take my time. Your landing checklist is there. Go through it.
So the fuel, our flight time is good, so we'll stay on this tank. Mixture is set to full rich, electric fuel pump on, landing lights are on, seat backs are wrecked.
At about 4:35.
By the plane here.
And Wesley traffic 4 Delta Charlie.
Flaps are set, seatbelts fastened, we don't have an air conditioner. What kind of landing do you want to see?
Short field.
Short field landing, okay. Alright, so I'll bring it back around here. And we want to get down to 1100 before we get into the pattern. And 12305. Oh, 134925.
That's the weather.
Operator Tower, Aero 210 Sierra Pop.
Image.
Pressure to the south.
000 Pop, roger, proceed on course.
12305. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, there's Meriden.
Attention Newport traffic, skydivers in 1 minute. 1 minute skydivers from 10,000 feet, Newport.
What's traffic pattern altitude?
1100.
Maybe navigate, communicate, right? Get there first, then worry about making a call. So get rid of that power and get down to 1100.
Meriden traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike to be entering the left downwind runway 18 Meriden.
Traffic is on Meriden. Newport traffic, jumpers away 10,000 feet and below Newport.
Fly the plane. Yep. What altitude do we want to be at?
1100.
He's going in the completely opposite direction.
Okay.
So who cares about him? But meanwhile, you lost 200 feet.
Yep. Hold on. Runway 18. That's my. So I'm not set up right now.
We're landing 36. Sorry. 36, right?
Okay. Yes.
Are you set up now?
What's that?
Yeah, so you're set up, right?
Yes, I am. I said 18 though.
Okay. Well, fix it.
American traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike is going to be entering the left. That is on the left downwind for runway 36 Meriden. All right. So we're a little bit low. We are. I'm going to beam our point here. No carpet on. We're in the white arc. We'll go flaps 10. Just our power.
The Yankee clear Meriden area to the northeast.
Hi Meriden, traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike, turning left base runway 36 Meriden.
Canopy fully 5,000 feet. Canopy 5,000 feet, Newport.
Meriden, traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike, turning final runway 36 Meriden. I'm gonna get blown over a little bit here. I think I get, let's see.
76 Mike, go around.
Go around. Power. Carpet off.
If you do that in check ride, go around.
Okay.
Worst words you can say is, I think I can fix that. It's not stabilized.
Good point.
Do not push it.
Get my, okay, I got a positive rate. Let me get my flaps out. Alright, don't say I think I can fix it.
Oh my god. Check ride words of death. That's almost like saying, hey, watch this. They're pretty close in my book.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Alright, so now you can say you're going around in the upwind, right?
American traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike is going around. We're going to stay in the pattern, American. Anyone listening, I think was like, yeah.
Yeah, keep climbing though. Yep. Get the traffic pattern altitude. Yeah, if you do an overshoot like that where you're lined up with the taxiway instead of a runway,
Yeah.
don't push it.
Alright.
What didn't we compensate there for? There are two things wrong with that pattern.
Well, we were getting blown into the runway.
We were,
Getting
and we were
crashed.
also low. We were 200 feet below traffic pattern altitude.
Right.
That'll fail your check ride.
Okay.
You get 100 feet on all your altitudes, that's it. And for our intents and purposes, you have 50 feet.
Alright. Alright, there's our pattern altitude. Meriden traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike, turning left crosswind runway 36 Meriden. Alright, so.
Get yourself established. Pitch, power, trim. There's no sense in trimming because you're just going to bring the power back and then you have to retrim again.
That makes sense.
Altitude. Give yourself a crosswind. Look where the airport is.
Yep.
Now trim.
Alright. Meriden traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike, turning left downwind runway 36 Meriden. Already feels better.
Yeah. Hey, we're stabilized. How about that?
Yep.
Let go of the controls entirely. There you go. So we're always kind of fixing something or thinking with something. If it's good, just leave it alone.
Okay.
Yeah, now where have we been getting drifted this whole time while you've been steering at the runway?
Right. And
Look straight. See where those buildings used to be?
Yep.
Now look where they are.
right.
So just because it's another airport, don't reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Eyes are always straight. Focus on a point. Clear your beam, which we are.
Yeah. Meredith traffic check 2476 Mike, turning left base, runway 36 Meredith.
Are we stabilized here in the base at 90 knots?
Oh, we're too fast.
Okay.
Meredith traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike, turning final, runway 36 Meredith.
We're fast, we're fast, we're fast. Come down. Good. This comes all the way out. Now brake.
Going back to 36?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Back to 1,000. There, we're gonna go fuel pump.
Are we clear of 36?
Meredith traffic Cherokee 2476 Mike, clear, runway 36 Meredith.
Good.
Alright.
Alright. We'll get to the end, you can plan on a short field takeoff with a westbound departure.
Short field and westbound, okay.
What'd you think about that one?
Well, like you said, I was fast coming in. I think the pattern was a better shape than the first time around.
You okay?
Other than the getting pushed in a bit. And it seemed like I flared a little too early, right?
Where were your eyes on that? All the way at the end?
No.
Yeah. So two things. When we're at another airport, the landing is still the same, you know. So on the downwind, the runway is not going to move. So I kept seeing you looking at it, and I'm like,
Yep.
it's still gonna be there. I'm not gonna move it on you, I promise.
Right.
So keep those eyes straight on that point to see, because we are gonna push in that whole time, and that's actually the accident scenario that kills people.
Yeah.
Because they'll get in, and then they start doing funky things when they overshoot.
Right.
Which is why when you overshoot, it's always. Did I say always? I meant always. I'll go around.
Makes sense.
Good. All right, we'll stop here. Or do the same thing again. The before takeoff checklist, brief the short field takeoff, and then we'll go.
Okay. All right. So before takeoff checklist, fuel.
How long have we been flying, by the way?
Yeah, 21 minutes. I was just.
That's 21 minutes from when we took off.
Right.
And,
So we need to switch tanks.
Yep.
I
Good.
was just thinking the same thing. So I'm just going to switch it with the pump off. So
All
we're on
right.
the ground here.
All right.
Pressure's still good, engine's still running, so we're switched from right to left now.
Okay.
So the fuel's on the proper tank. The mixture, we're going back to fuel, full rich here. Electric fuel pump on. We got our lights and transponder as well. Seat backs are at flaps. We want to do short field, you said. So we'll go. We'll do 25 degrees of flaps. Seat belts are still fastened.
Okay.
Air conditioner, we don't have one.
Oh, that's the truth.
And the emergency brief is as briefed in Hartford again.
Okay.
So let's talk about a short field. Short field. So the goal here is that we have a short field and we have a theoretical 50-foot obstacle at the end that we need to climb above. So that's why we have the extra flaps in. So once we get out, we're going to actually taxi to the end of the runway, come to a stop, apply full power against the brakes. Once we have developed full power, we're going to release the brakes. And we're going to look for a rotate speed of 52 knots. We're going to rotate at 52 knots, maintaining 52 until we've cleared our 50-foot obstacle. And then we're going to pitch forward to accelerate to 79 knots and slowly work out the flaps.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Let me close the old door over here.
All right.
Anytime we go below 35 knots, that resets. That's why I did that.
Right.
So
Okay.
Just normal. Okay.
And what was the verbiage you said we use? I was going to not take the active. Or entering runway 36.
Meriden traffic,
Departing.
Cherokee 2476 Mike, departing runway 36 to the west.
Okay. Yep.
That way if someone's taking off, you know where they're going.
Right. Meriden traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike, departing runway 36 to the west, Meriden. All right, before I move, I'm looking base and final, make sure I don't have anything.
Okay. You can see when you line up too, and you can just verbalize it then.
Okay. So my base and final are clear.
All right.
And we'll look down the runway as we come out here, make sure there's nobody on 18, coming in on 18. Runway 18. Base and final look clear, so I'm going to taxi out to the very end here. I want to use all my runway.
Okay.
Alright, so straighten out that nose wheel and feet on the brakes, and we're going to go full power. Got good power, we're going to release the brakes. On the floor, engine gauges look good. Airspeed's coming alive, we're looking for 52. There it is, rotate. There's our 50-foot obstacle. We're going to pitch forward.
Now, this is a real deal obstacle down here. We've been down here? We've been down here before,
Yeah,
but
we have.
I think we took off maybe the other direction before. This is real.
Yeah,
So, in real life, you can start to take away some of the flaps now.
right.
But having a little end might even help you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
a little bit higher.
I agree.
Because boy, oh boy, is this a shitty place for the engine to quit. So sometimes it's not because of the obstacle immediately outside of the runway. It's for the fact that if we're a little bit higher to clear the stretch line, you'll see that there are some fields where we can put this thing down.
Yep.
If we're before this is what makes Meriden tricky, and some people won't even come here because of this. We have nothing.
Right.
We had to, I'd squeak it in on that field over there, but that's because I've been doing this for a while and I could probably make that work. Some of the things you have to consider too with emergency landings is, what's the risk of the people on the ground? Right? You didn't choose to come fly the airplane. It's more of an ethical debate, but...
Meriden traffic, Cherokee 2476 Mike, turning left crosswind on runway 36 Meriden.
Alright, this heading's good. Just depart on this direction.
Okay.
Climb me to an altitude of 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet.
Newport traffic.
Alright, I'm going to grab the hood. Alright.
Coming in. Clear approach.
And I have the flight controls.
You have the flight control?
I have the flight controls. Put that on. Alright.
could do our after takeoff too.
I'll grab it for you. Flap, sliding light, speed's good. Rev and mixture is required. Okay. Look down, just close your eyes.
And if we're traffic, Bonanza 180 kilo, about 10 bound for runway
4. Red 8 Star, North Hudson Park, out of 1.4 for 900 south.
River traffic, 480 Alpha, being Columbia, 1099, going south.
Your eyes still closed, your head's still down. What do you feel like the airplane's doing? Straight level, turning, climbing?
I feel like I'm turning a little bit. I feel like I'm being pushed into the left.
Okay. Good. My evil plan is coming together. All right.
060, that makes more sense. Thanks, sir. 0 Columbia. Right here, Tower, 409, car runway
40925, Brainerd Tower, runway 2, line up and wait, traffic assessment on about a 4-mile final.
Line up and wait, runway 2, 40925. Afternoon, Brainerd Tower, Cherokee November 55347, is 10 northeast, inbound to land with Sierra.
Cherokee 55347.
How's your head feeling?
I'm not dizzy or anything, but I have no idea where it's up and down.
That's what I'm going for.
That's correct. Thank you. Right now, wind for 2 for 347.
It's like when I take a nap, right? When I'm flying the plane and I decide to take a nap.
Yeah, exactly. Do that in your check ride too. That'll really go over well.
425, runway 2, clear for takeoff. You said eastbound?
925, clear for takeoff, eastbound, affirmative.
Bonanza ahead, there will be eastbound also on a 060 heading.
40925, we'll watch for that Bonanza.
Lifestar 1 Tower.
Sir, Lifestar 1 is lifting Hartford Hospital going to the southwest.
Lifestar 1, roger, proceed on course.
What do you feel like the airplane's doing?
Turning to the left and maybe descending.
Look up and recover.
Approaching the med center, about halfway there.
So I want you looking.
Climbing.
Power. Up.
Yep.
Look what our speed got up to.
Yeah. Wow.
Gotta be more amped for that power.
Delta India, Brainerd Tower, runway 2, cleared for takeoff.
Yep.
Good, but then don't let us descend, because the goal is to not hit the ground, right?
On the runway traffic assessment on about a 2-mile final for landing.
All right, give me a right turn to a heading of 210.
Right turn 210. Yeah, I need to be faster on that power.
Give me the wind, please.
91 Golf, the wind is...
The minute you see that power screaming towards going faster, don't be shy about smoothly bringing that power back while you're pushing in level line.
Right.
Zero 02 Romeo, contact departure.
And 0 Romeo, departure. Good day, sir.
Good. Do we ever do partial power climbs?
No.
No. Get the power in there. You're climbing at 3,500, that's where I want to go.
Okay. And you want it to 0, just about there.
Okay.
Charlie Fox, November Delta Indy, what's the on-course heading?
302, sir.
Thank you. Cherokee 347, you may see traffic just ahead to your left, about 1.5 miles, the Bonanza climbing out with Bradley 1600 north, correction, east-northeastbound.
We have the Bonanza site, 347.
this altitude good enough?
What's that?
We'll call this altitude good enough.
Okay. Cherokee, 12 o'clock, mile and a half, highway 1,700, eastbound.
347, that traffic side also.
925, traffic Cherokee off your left, off to the downwind edge site, descending below your altitude now.
And oh man.
I got this up for 925.
Remember, how do we hold level on the attitude indicator?
What's that?
How do we hold out level on the attitude indicator?
Center of that bar with two sides there.
Yep. Line up the whites.
November Delta India reset code the transponder, not receiving it at the moment.
So I'm climbing here.
Additional traffic, see Cherokee.
Right turn heading 240.
Right turn 240.
Climbing through about 800 or so.
Alright, I'll keep everyone.
Charlie Fox, November Delta India traffic descent. About 10 o'clock in 2.5 mile, 1,400 currently northeastbound to be going up to the highway there, crossing now for traffic reporting.
November Delta India,
Pitch, power, trim.
Yep.
So don't play with power for a setting of getting altitude, just level, power, trim.
Alright. We get to 240.
Tower 9
Man, oh man.
is in
The
Charlie.
spatial disorientation is good on this one.
Contact ground, thank you.
Feeling on the bends?
No, I just feel like I'm constantly going to the left and I'm turning to the left.
November Delta India, the traffic's about
All right.
12 o'clock
Now,
now.
That's because we're not doing anything with these, right?
Below you, no factor there, 1,500 northeastbound.
November Delta India.
And everyone has the Cherokee as well, huh?
Roger. Charlie Fox, November Delta India,
Okay.
contact Bradley departure now, 2395, thanks.
Officer departure 2395, November Delta India, thank you. 553.
There, sit, power, leave it alone, now trim. We keep going up and down, that's why we're going like this.
Going to 55347.
So where are we going now?
Yep.
Just level. Level, level,
Alright, I
level.
think I got it.
And let go, see what it wants to do. Great. I'm gonna be a right turn to heading of 300.
Right turn 300. Okay.
Colorado 2818 Romeo, holding short runway 2, request southeastbound.
Yeah, I feel like I'm overthinking all of the,
Yep, just fly. If you're too busy thinking, then you're not flying, right?
Yep.
Alright, I have the flight controls.
Go to flight controls.
You may remove the PUD, but just look at this for a sec before you do. Just watch.
Okay.
I'm not touching anything.
Yep.
If I'm curious if I'm climbing, and if I am climbing a little bit, I just make that small of a change. I just barely touch that.
Okay.
Now I say, what does it take for me to hold this? I turn it, I leave it alone. See how small the change is there?
Yep.
If it's not working out again, small pitch change back to level, have to turn back up.
Roger, hold short.
Kind of play with it. I'm not touching anything.
Right.
But it's because I haven't done this. If I
Right.
start playing with the power, like I start bringing power back,
Yeah.
well now what's it want to do?
Yeah, I'm trimming with the power. That's my damn problem.
Yep, exactly. Once
Yep.
you set the power, leave it alone.
Right.
You know, that's why I say pitch, power, trim,
Yeah.
because that's set up to make this easy.
Yeah.
Is it, look at this. I can turn now in a level turn.
Cherokee
I'm not touching
347,
anything.
left turn there at Charlie, ground.
And in a nice medium bank turn, I don't have to add any pitch. And if I do, if I start seeing it start to drop, look how small that changes.
Air 18 Romeo, runway 2, clear for takeoff, turn right on
So
course.
you're making it too hard for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you see that now?
Yeah, totally.
Because our altitude tolerances have been all over the place.
Right.
And we got to tighten those up. And that's why, because we keep chasing it with the power.
Yep.
So if you're not trying to climb, or you're not trying to descend, or you're not trying to speed up, or you're not trying to slow down, look
Why
at
am I
this.
touching the power?
Yeah, because look, see, this hasn't moved. I can turn back and forth all day long and we're just fine.
Yep.
All right. Good, good, good. All right, so you can take your head off now. I just wanted to point that out before you did so you could see it on here. Great, where the hell are we?
That is a question. So, first thing I want to do is just take a look around here. I see meadows, I
Runway
see
4
a
Juliet,
ridge.
runway 2, cleared for takeoff, turn left on course.
Takeoff, runway 2, left on course.
I see Hartford.
God damn it, I hate these clear days. I wanted to do a triangulation. That's right.
What would you like me to?
Nope, you're under disco instead. Now what?
We need to find a place to land.
What do we need to do before that?
We need to pitch for best glide.
Okay. Now what?
Now we want to look for a best. Now we want to trim for that best glide.
Okay. Now what?
Now we want to look for someplace to go.
Where are we going?
That field right there.
Okay. Now what?
Now we want to run through our checklist. So, so we want to do fuel pump on, mixture full rich, carb heat on, which it is. Make sure this is locked. We want to check our tanks.
Actually, switch tanks. Do it.
Okay. Tank switched.
None of that worked.
Okay. We would check our magnetos. See if that works. If none of that works, then we got to prepare for an off-field landing.
We're going to communicate with anybody?
Yes, we're going to squawk 7700 on our transponder, indicating we have an emergency, and then we're going to call 1239 or 5, let them know that we are making an off-field landing.
Okay, now what?
Then we want to prepare for that off-field landing. So, actually, I have time for a checklist here. If I can find the right damn page. So we've done all of those items.
During takeoff?
Sorry? Nope, thank you. Fuel selector tank, fuel pump on, mixture rich, carb heat on. We've done these.
Put your hands on it. Confirm it.
Oh, on here, right.
Yeah.
So the mixture is full rich, carb heat's on, electric fuel pump is on, primer checked lock. We switched our fuel tanks. None of those things worked. We're trimmed for 73. And our field is right below us here. So then we got to get ready for our power off landing. So we have a suitable field. We're going to start spiraling down once we get past it in a second here. So at that point we're going to go, we're not going to do it here, but we're going to go ignition off. Our master switch would come off. Our fuel selector will go to cut off, and our mixture will go to cut off. We want to make sure our seatbelts are fastened, and right before we land, before we touch down, we're going to want to hop that door.
Runway 4 Juliet, contact departure.
So to departure, 4 Juliet, good day.
Want to stay coordinated here.
What's this equivalent to for in the pattern?
I'm sorry?
What is this equivalent to, this leg right here?
Would be the equivalent of the downwind leg.
Okay.
So now I just need to time my turn onto essentially final.
Okay, full power, get out of here.
Okay. Carb heat off, full power. Want to start a climb. I need to get rid of lots of trim. Can you hold this, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Rid of all that back trim.
Left turn, 210. Notice, what did I do to the turn coordinator, or the heading indicator?
Yes. Thank you. So let me change this.
Good, keep us climbing now.
Yep. Devious. You're devious.
I know. That's why I make the big bucks.
Okay.
Alright, get me back to Brainerd and land. And since we already have the fuel pump on, switch back to that tank that still had the more gas, the one that we did have on before.
Good.
Great.
Hartford's behind us.
Alright, take me there. I want you to get me on the ground in Hartford with a soft field landing without me having to say anything.
Okay. Alright.
A little tired?
A little bit. I'm just trying to shake off each thing we do and get ready for the next thing, you know?
Good. That's why we're doing this rapid fire. This is what your check ride's going to be like. You're just going to have to go, go, go.
I think got some traffic overhead.
Son of a like the sailors, bro.
Alright, so we want to get 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5 in there. Start picking up ATIS.
4, altimeter 3027. LDA and visual approaches are in use, landing and departing runway 2. Informal noise abatement procedures are in effect. 20,000, huh? VFR aircraft entering Bradley Charlie airspace or requesting flight following should advise ground control for transponder code assignment. Advise you have Sierra. Brainerd Tower information, Sierra, 1953 Zulu weather. Wind 290 at 5, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 21, dew point -4, altimeter 3027. LDA and visual approaches are in use, landing and departing runway 2. Informal noise abatement procedure.
Okay, Sierra, runway 2. And let's see. I've got Middletown just off my right here, so that bridge is about 10 miles or 11 miles. So we'll give a call when we get up beam that bridge.
Sorry, I mean to spray there with
No, you didn't.
sparkling orange mango water, whatever this is.
And you said soft field we're coming in, right? Okay. See the runway. I'll actually start turning since I get more lined up here. And 119.6 is the tower. Now I'll give him a call now. Brainerd Tower, Cherokee 2476 Mike is 10 to the south with Sierra, inbound, full stop.
Cherokee 2476 Mike, Brainerd Tower, make straight in runway 2, report a 2-mile final.
Straight in for runway 2, report 2-mile final, 2476 Mike.
Where's that center line going?
Sorry?
Where's the center line?
Of the runway?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So we're actually going. The center line is moving to our left. We need to go back to the right.
All right.
Sorry,
No, that's right.
I was looking at Middletown.
Oh, that's right.
I live there. That's it. I don't know. I'm staring at it.
Gee, I don't know. You've been getting your ass kicked for the second time today, so that might be contributory. What do you
I
think?
miss home.
It's mean. I want this over now.
They don't yell at me there. Okay, so we could actually start our landing checklist.
Oh, yeah.
So fuel's on the proper tank. Mixture set full rich. Electric fuel pump is on. Landing lights we'll put on. Why not?
Alright.
Flaps are set. Seatbelts are fastened. Seatbacks are racked. Checklist is complete. And he wants a 2-mile final. We're lined up straight in for runway 2. He can keep this for a little while.
737, Alpha Whiskey's ready in sequence.
7 Alpha Whiskey, roger. Expect a couple minutes traffic.
Yeah, man,
ahead of you is waiting for IFR release.
You picked up on what's clearly a bad habit. I'm using
That's a mark habit. I remember you doing that when I picked you up. It's interesting when we get to this stage of things that you revert back to things that we've fixed.
It's like regression.
But when you're stressed, you'll go back to that.
Yeah. Funny.
And that's what's going on.
Yep.
It's the second time I've seen it today from 2 different people. So I think it's interesting because it's a new thing for me to pick up someone who's primarily started with someone else who had habits I needed to fix, but then when they're stressed, they go right back to what they first started with. Yeah, it's called the law of primacy. The way you learn it the first time is the way it'll stick, which is why it's so important to get good habits from the beginning. Good.
All right, we can kind of start a gentle descent here. Don't really need to just yet, but
You're the boss.
So I'm just going to pick a spot 2 or 3 miles in front of the runway to kind of aim down towards to be at traffic pattern altitude.
Okay. Delta Bravo, runway 2, cleared for takeoff, turn left heading 240. 240, runway 2, thanks, 610 Delta Bravo.
Now, is it okay for me to program in the GPS at this point to look for my distance from the airport if I wanted to?
You could, but here you're in kind of what I would call a critical phase. Back over Middletown, totally could do that.
Okay, got it.
Yep. What's 2 miles here?
2 miles is about where those buildings are.
Passing over this House Highway, that's 2 miles.
Passing over what?
This highway that transects 91.
Right.
That's Juma.
Yep.
737 Alpha
All right,
Whiskey,
we'll work on
runway 2,
getting,
cleared for
losing
takeoff,
1,000
taking the
feet
direction
here.
of flight.
Clear for takeoff, and it'll be southwest departure, west departure, 7 uniform on Alpha Whiskey.
7 Alpha Whiskey, roger, left turn on course approved.
Left turn out, approved, 7 Alpha Whiskey.
Tower Cherokee 2476 Mike's on 2 mile, final straight in runway 2.
Cherokee 76 Mike, runway 2, clear to land.
Runway 2 clear to land, 76 Mike.
Cessna 0 Delta Bravo, contact departure.
Our departure, thanks, good day, 0 Delta Bravo.
See you in a bit.
Indeed, thanks.
Alright, since I have the PAPI, I'm going to see if I can get some lights. It's going low right now.
According to the PAPI or according to the spot on the runway that you're picking as your aim point?
I'm sorry?
According to the spot on the runway that you're picking as your aim point or the
Well,
PAPI?
it should be the spot I'm picking.
Oh, okay, good.
Alright, so we want to get carb heat on, and we want to drop. And then we want to lose some airspeed here. Actually going to go 2 notches, more trim down. Soft field.
What should my speed on final be? 80?
70.
Oh.
Little crab. Alright, I've got the runway made.
Embraer Tower 2100, Papa 10 to the south. Landing with information Tango, request 29.
Arrow 2100 Sierra Papa, Brenner Tower, roger. Proceed inbound from the south, enter our left base, runway 29.
We'll go for 29, 2100 Sierra Papa.
Oh yeah, just let that hold on. Good. You want to try to hold that nose wheel off, which is good, which is what you did. Yeah, Tower 76 Mike, we're on to midfield.
76 Mike, roger, left at Delta, taxi straight in this frequency.
Delta to midfield, you 76 Mike, thanks. Not bad. Thank you. So, how do you feel?
I feel good. Like you said, it's rapid fire.
Yep, exactly. Good. You want to kind of get off the runway with a little more immediacy, if you will.
Yep.
You know?
So even if I got to goose the power a little
Yep.
bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Makes
It's
sense.
a very dangerous place to be, right?
Yep.
So now we'll stop, because we're here.
Alright.
Laps, carpy, kind of work up. So
Yep,
carpy,
carb heat,
strobes.
back to 1,000, mixture.
I know, it's kind of that post-flight brain fart of like, you park next to the 99 Delta because someone's actually running this.
030 Tango.
I suppose you could blow a check ride after you land, right?
It's not over until you walk in the building, right?
7 miles to the north with a north path.
Scorsese 30 Tango Roger, make approach straight into the airport. Report
Clear
a mile
left,
north
clear
of the
on the right.
pad, current wind 300 at 10.
We'll do 0 Tango.
And pull up next to 99 Delta, you said, right?
Right, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, going uphill sometimes she needs a little power to make it work for you. Alright.
Alright. Checklist, please.
000 Papa, traffic will be a helicopter landing from the north. If you would, just make a left turn to the highway and then back to the straight in for spacing there.
Flaps retracted, throttles at 1800, fuel pumps off, avionics off.
Good. What'd you think?
I like it. You like it? You think it was, what do you think? We gotta tighten the altitude tolerances a little. Okay. A little. You're right on the morning, that morning slot that you had, I think I took it out. Let's keep it. Okay. Or a couple more things. I just want to tighten it up. Okay. I think everything else, though, I think is good. Okay. I think we're there. We just gotta tighten up a couple things that I would be, they would probably pass in the day of your check ride, but I want to be certain. Okay. I don't want you to not be certain. Right. I'm sure, then believe me, it's happening. So I think I want to just make sure that pitch and trim and the power change variable thing. That's what's been screwing you up this morning and today. Yep. So I gotta kick that habit from you. But good. Everything else looks pretty good. You know, your judgment on things is good. Sometimes I'm, pushing you a little bit, but I have to push you a couple of things more than I want to. We're not gonna fly long tomorrow. Like half hour. On tomorrow. You will be. Okay. I'll alright. If that works. Yeah, that's fine. Because I have to sign you off like tomorrow. Yep. Okay. Then you're good to go. And then if you want to solo and keep things tightened up, that's fine. But then you're like locked. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, absolutely. I knew, and this always happens, when you put someone under